Okay. Anyway, sorry.
Okay.
Let's move on. We've got other callers.
I think we should just do the one more.
Yeah?
Yeah. I mean, we're coming up on time, and I do want to make sure we get to all of these because we have super chats that are quite.
We do. We've been getting like so much love in the chat, like the holiday spirit. I'm just feeling really good. Okay, yeah. If we're going to take one more call, let's take Tabitha in New York.
Sounds good.
Tabitha, you're live with Eric and V.
Good afternoon, Eric and V. How are you?
Hi.
Hello.
We're doing really well. Kind of shocked and warm fuzzies and all of that good stuff. How about what do you want to talk about today?
You can't put a price tag on that. No, I just wanted to share a little something that's become a pet peeve recently for me. That a couple weeks ago, I was stopping at the grocery store after work, which it's always I hate doing that after work because I'm already tired and I'd rather just go straight home. But, my dogs had to eat. So I was shopping. I was minding my own business. And I'm picking out like ground turkey. And some woman next to me, all of a sudden, she just totally caught me off guard right out of the blue. Oh, hi, how are you? My name is so-and-so. I'm here with my friend. We're from this church, and
oh no,
we have this Bible study group, and we'd love to invite you. And I'm just, I'm like in search mode. So I'm like, oh no, thank you, no thank you.
Yeah.
And then she comes back again, and she keeps talking. It's by the third time of inviting me, I'm like, excuse me, I'm an atheist. I don't believe in any of that stuff, and but thank you. Well, you can just come out and listen to the Bible history, and I mean, it took about like 5 or 6 polite no thank yous, to finally, get away from this person.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
And so I'm just like, I went and I finished my shopping, and on the way home, I started to get really annoyed with myself for being as gracious as I was.
I've been there, yeah.
It's just like, it's one thing if you want to spread the word and, do the whole,
evangelism
you want
thing.
people to, yes, set up a booth outside. And the people who are interested can come and approach you. But the more I thought about it, the more I felt very intruded upon.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like you're unsuspecting. It's like they catch you off guard, and you kind of like don't know what to say. And before you really get a chance to realize what's going on and how intrusive and how violative that kind of thing is, you're already out of the store and, you're home or whatever.
Yeah.
And I just felt really, really, really annoyed after that. And I'm like, should I have said something? Why was I so gracious? I just should have let this person know in certain terms that, you know what? I'm here shopping.
Yeah.
You really shouldn't be doing this kind of thing.
The most infuriating part about evangelists to me is that they hijack your polite response, right? They rely on you being polite to them to get to you. And it's something that is so disconcerting because if somebody is not being outright, aggressive, then the instinct as like just a person in society is to be like, okay, let me talk with this person, or at least, be gentle in how I respond. And that's good like 99% of the time, but when it's being used against you and then you have to deal with that icky feeling later of like, I feel like duped almost.
Yeah.
It's rough. It's really unfair, and it's not polite on their end.
No.
Honestly, the most impactful thing that I have found to work is to just tell them that. Be like, this is not polite. You are not being polite right now. This is very impolite.
Yeah. Or if they push, just be like, excuse me, that was very rude of you. Trust me, they're going to walk away with a lot more of that yucky feeling than you are because they don't want to be called rude. And honestly, what kind of pushed me into that particular feeling comfortable with doing that is knowing religious people who did believe, who felt that their religious views and their religious practices were intensely private. And
absolutely.
Yeah. And I brought up an example a long time ago, actually. It was, I don't remember if it was on a show or how I came across the story, but there was someone who was getting preached to at work by their boss, and their boss wouldn't let it go. And they finally pulled their boss aside and said, you know, do you want to talk about how I fuck my wife too? And the boss was like, what are you, he said, this is my religious views, and the way that I practice my religion is entirely private to me. And I need you to back off. And
that's definitely a good way to look at it. It is that private, and they just don't see it that way.
And the second they did that, the boss just, number one, assumed that this is a very religious person, and number two, backed the fuck off. It was they were an atheist, but that assumption helped them, and they didn't need to get bothered by that boss anymore. It was just, this is rude. Not everyone, even religious people, not everyone accepts this kind of evangelism. You need to back off.
And it was even equally, interesting, the dynamic, because these were people these women were definitely younger than me, considerably younger than me. And it was like, normally with people that are younger than me, I'm definitely more in charge of my environment. So that just goes to show how caught off guard I was, because normally it would be like, excuse me, I could give you kind of like the finger shaking thing, but it just so caught me off guard. And I felt like I was too gracious, and sometimes you just need to hear that, it's okay for you to be firm, and you can still be polite, but, you can be firm, and, sometimes people are going to be uncomfortable, but you have to, respect boundaries.
And that does not make you rude.
Yeah.
Setting firm boundaries that are reasonable is okay. It does not make you rude. Don't do what I did when V and I went to Pennsylvania.
Oh,
do you remember that?
Yes.
Yeah. We were
walking through my hometown, because I was like, hey, I grew up here. I want to show you my hometown. We're walking through. We're almost done for the day. We're walking back to our car.
And this old lady kind of walks up to us and just stops us and
it's like, do you young people want to pray with me?
Yeah. Would you like to pray? I'd like to pray with you.
It's very clear. Like, we very clearly are not from this small town. At the time, I had like completely shaved my head. Like, there were definitely things that probably, were little flags to her that were like, these are people who need me.
Yeah.
And Eric.
Yeah, I just turned to her and I just started laughing at her in her face. I was just like, and it was incredibly rude. That is rude. Don't do what Eric did.
It was not.
I mean, deep belly laughs. It was the funniest thing. And the look on her face was, don't do that. That is rude. Don't be rude.
But that kind of approach is actually, that kind of, it's so... it almost borders on cartoonish sometimes.
Well,
how wrapped up these people are.
True.
In this,
and honestly, if they get just that little second of like, oh, not everybody's exactly like me. Oh my gosh, maybe I'm operating in a bubble and I'm being an absolute annoyance to people around me. Oh, geez, holy crap.
Yeah.
But
I think sometimes that's not comfortable on any end.
No, exactly, exactly. Here's the thing, Tabitha, and then we'll let you go.
Sure.
They are relying on you to uphold the social contract, so they don't have to. They are
That's
relying.
a really great way to put it.
Yeah, they're saying, okay, we're going to break the rules, but we're going to rely on Tabitha to not break the rules so that we can do what we want to do. And all you need to do is say you're breaking the rules, and they will go away.
Yeah, it's very manipulative when you phrase it like that. They take advantage of your kindness, and your respect for other people, and basically just exploit it and do what they want to do. That's a good way to put it. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Thank you for calling in. We hope you have a lovely rest of your holiday and a happy New Year.
Absolutely.
Same to both of you.
Bye.
Take care.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Oh, Tabitha was sweet.
Tabitha is very sweet. I like Tabitha. I don't know Tabitha, but I like Tabitha.
Me too.